What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of the Pokemon Gold Randomizer Nuzlocke. Oh, here's the greatest fire breather in Kanto. The greatest fire breather in Kanto, that's me. But not the best trainer. Yeah, we fought him at the end of the last episode, and yeah, he was not the best trainer. We beat him pretty easily. So here we are in front of Mount Moon. In the last episode, we took on Pewter City Gym, and now we're going towards Mount Moon to check it out over here. Check out what's going on over in this iconic Kanto location. Oh, here's our rival. It's been a while, Alex. Since I lost to you, I thought about what I was lacking with my Pokemon. And we came up with an answer. Alex, now we'll show you. Oh, rival battle. Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Okay, so apparently there's a rival battle in Mount Moon. That was frankly the last place I was expecting a rival battle. We haven't had a rival battle with Owen here in a long time. But, here we are. And what should I have out against this Golduck? I'm thinking... It could have a Psychic-type move, so let's not do Kenya. Let's not do Stacy for the same reason. Juan is weak to Water. You're weak to Psychic. You're fine. Geraldine's fine. Geraldine is high level, but we'll send in Geraldine. Because they seem to be, like, the only one who I'm really confident in their ability to handle this. So, yeah, I did notice outside that there was a Pokemon Center right outside Mount Moon in the Kanto games, but, that does not seem to be there in this game. So that's interesting that they got rid of a Pokemon Center. I wonder why they did that. Maybe just because, like, there's more trainers in the Kanto games between Pewter City and Mount Moon, so they need, like, a heal-up before they go into Mount Moon, but in this game that's not necessary because of how few trainers there are on that route between Pewter City and Mount Moon now. That's probably it. But yeah, I was wondering... I actually wasn't wondering this, but, like, now that I'm seeing it, I'm, like, thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, actually, the rival's story does kind of continue in Kanto, I guess, and it's weird that we haven't ran into them in Kanto before, because I feel like what happens with the rival in Kanto is pretty important. Like, I think it's a pretty important part of the overall Johto story, because that's where the rival finds out that I think they're Giovanni's son, is what it is. I think that's how the lore of this game goes, is that they meet Giovanni, because Giovanni has now retired as the gym leader after the events of the Kanto games. And so he's retired from Team Rocket and being the gym leader, and now Blue's the gym leader. And so then we find Giovanni, and Giovanni's like, "You're my son." I think that's what happens. I don't remember if it's, like, something that the rival's aware of, or it's, like, news to him that he's Giovanni's son, but I'm fairly sure it does get revealed in the Kanto region, in the Kanto part of the Johto games, that he is, in fact, Giovanni's son. So, I mean, I guess we're getting to that. It's weird that we'd reintroduce, the rival back into the overall plot of this game so late into the post-game, when we haven't seen him since, like, the very end of the Johto part of this game. But, I mean, I guess he wasn't really needed for most of the Kanto post-game. Frankly, most of the Kanto post-game has been very light on, like, actual plot. So, it's interesting to me that, like, all of a sudden, now the plot is starting to come back into focus, when we've had so little plot throughout the entirety of Kanto, and now we're at, like, the sixth gym, and we're finally getting back into plot. That's kind of weird to me. But I guess they just didn't want to overwhelm you with plot as you were getting adjusted to being in a new region. I guess that's the thought process behind it, but I don't know, I think they could have, like, spread it out more. I think they could have, like, reintroduced the rival back into the plot at, like, the second gym, and it would have been fine. I don't know why they waited all the way till the 6th gym to have, like, any actual plot in Kanto, besides go get the gyms, and also, magnet trains down. I was not looking at what they're sending in now. They're sending in Venomoth. Okay, that is not the first... That is most certainly not the first Venomoth we've seen in this playthrough, and that is not even the first Venomoth I've seen in this recording session. Well, technically it is. I took a little break for breakfast between this episode and the last episode, so technically it is a different recording session, but, it's like the same day that I'm recording both of them. with like an hour break in the middle. So I'm inclined to say that it's like a one recording session with a break in the middle, rather than 2 different recording sessions. I'm inclined to view it that way. I like the colors they used on Venomoth in this game. Very vibrant. It really makes you miss, like, some of the vibrant colors. Playing this game really makes you miss some of the vibrant colors of the Pokemon, of the early Pokemon, that are, like, lacking in future games, because Venomoth just looks, like, very dull in comparison to that in future games. Here comes Scizor. I could switch out Judy, but I don't feel like it, because Judy's mopping the floor with everyone who comes out, and it's just so easy. I could switch out, but it's just so easy to stay in. So, I'll stay in. I'm lazy. I'm feeling lazy today. I'm feeling like a lazy battler right now. We'll keep Judy in. Scizor probably gets one shot. Ooh, just barely hangs on. Okay, so that's good to know. At level 45, things are starting to live the stab surf. The levels are starting to catch up to us to the point of them not being one-shot, and them almost being one-shot instead. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Because I'd imagine the levels are only gonna start catching up, more quickly from here. I've seen, like, as the Kanto postgame has gone on, the levels, like, growing pretty steadily, but I feel like right now it's gonna be, like, not as steady. It's gonna be a much faster growth, because they're trying to get to level 50 by the end of the, like, gyms. So I feel like next gym is probably going to be, like, jump from, like, level 45 to level 48, and then level 48 to, like, level 51 or something. That's what I'm thinking it's probably going to be, like. And then obviously the big jump is the final gym to Red, which is, Red's Pokemon are, like, in the 80s. Red's Ace, I believe, is 85 or 86. And we'll talk about what we're going to do for that, because I've had a plan for what I'm going to do for that since the post-game started, heck, before, like, I even beat the like, normal game. Like, before I even became champion of the Johto region, I had a plan about, like, what I was going to do once we beat all the gyms in the Johto region. Sorry, the Kanto region. ... Dots and dots. I thought I raised my Pokemon to be the best they could be. But it still wasn't enough. Yeah. Big sad. You won. Fair and square. I admit it. But this isn't the end. I'm going to be the greatest Pokemon trainer ever. You don't know how many times I've heard that. Because these guys are behind me. Listen, Alex. One of these days, I'm going to prove how good I am by beating you. You're not. Perish the thought. You will be much happier if you do not compare yourself to me. Just don't compare yourself to the people above you, and you will live a happy life. Trust me. Okay. Who is our encounter here? It's an Eevee. Okay. Well, that's not worth me trying to catch it, because, as I've discussed in previous episodes, we are out of box space. I can't fit many more Pokemon in my box. We're almost out of box space, I should say. I think we could fit, like, 1 or 2 more. But I don't want to waste those last 2 spaces, on just anything, so Eevee does not make the cut. I may catch a couple more Pokemon, I may not. But, it all depends on just, like, what I run into, what I end up running into. Oh. Huh. Mount Moon Square. Don't litter. Oh, so now we're, like, spit out by Cerulean already? Are we? Or is this, like, a completely new location? I mean, I don't remember it being that easy to get through Mount Moon to Cerulean before. So I think this is a completely new location that's not attached to Cerulean at all. I guess it's like a midway point of sorts between... Oh. Okay, so it's like... Got it, you can like connect to different parts of Mount Moon through this area. I see. So what's this way? Nothing. Great. Another patch of land that they're doing nothing with besides planting flowers. There seem to be a lot of those in Kanto. And it makes even less sense when you think about like the actual size of these flowers, because these flowers look kind of big and they seem like they would take up a lot of space, judging by like how big their sprite is. But like in reality, they're just flowers. Like you could probably fit like it looks like you could only fit about 3 of them on this tile that I'm looking at, but you could probably realistically, not looking at, like, the sprites, but looking at, like, the actual size of flowers, you could probably fit, like, at least 20 in that one area, you know? Like, they are much bigger than they, like, actually are. You know, the sprites for them are much bigger than, like, the flowers realistically actually would be. So there was a house here. What does this say? Does this say anything involving, like, what the house actually is? Mount Moon Square, don't litter. Yeah, it just says don't litter, and that we're in Mount Moon Square. But it doesn't say whose house this is, and I went in, and there was no one in there, so that's interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna need to come back here to go down that other way, or if this is really all I need to do, and it'll, like, connect, and going this way will connect to that way that I saw before. Oh, yeah, it does seem to connect. I think that is the place that I just was. Meganium! Oh, I would have preferred this so much to Eevee. It's level 8. You know what? I wouldn't cut anything here anyway, because the levels are so low. Why is it level 8? Are you serious? I don't even know if the levels in the Kanto games of things in Mount Moon are that low. I feel like it's more like level 16, or like 14, or something like that. Not level 8. I don't think it's single digits in Mount Moon in Kanto. I think they actually lowered the levels of the Pokemon in Mount Moon in the Johto games, just to align with the crazy low levels that are in the rest of the Johto games. Mount Moon Square. Just go up the stairs. Oh. Okay. So we're still in Mount Moon Square, but in like a different part of Mount Moon Square? I have a feeling that I can win. Let's see if I'm right. So it seems like in this game, Mount Moon is like intersected in a lot of areas by just like grassy terrain. Not like, you know, the move that like powers up grass type moves. Not like the condition, like the field condition. Not that grassy terrain, I mean like actual grassy terrain. Not like the glowy green stuff that like envelops the field after you use max... Oh my gosh. Max Overgrowth, that's the one. Not like the green stuff that envelops the field after you use max Overgrowth. I'm not talking about that grassy terrain. I'm talking about like actual grassy terrain as real life would define it. Yeah, it seems that Mount Moon is being intersected by this grassy terrain. That is... So the cave parts of Mount Moon are actually, like, not as big, and it's more of a, like, cave split apart by, like, grassy, easy areas to navigate, rather than just a big old, like, cave maze, which is nice, because I don't want to go through a big old cave maze. That sounds annoying. Aw, you are too strong! I know. I'm just sick with it. I'm just cool like that. Anyway, actually, what do you have to say? Before I leave you. I heard Clefairy appear at Mount Moon, but where could they be? I don't know. I mean, it's randomized, so I wouldn't trust any specific Pokemon to appear in any specific place. This is where, like, the karate people who used to teach you, like, Mega Punch and Mega Kick used to be. They're not there anymore. So now it's just an empty space, much like a lot of Kanto in this game. Empty space. Mount Moon Square. Just go up the stairs. Okay, yeah. Already read that. Let's go this way now. I think I saw a trainer on this side of this, like, little area. This little, piece of terrain with the ledges going down. There's been news of an incident at the power plant. I already solved it, actually. Your news should travel faster so that you would know that it's already dealt with. So, the fact that he's saying that seems to be hinting towards the fact that we were supposed to be here earlier and then, like, hear about the power plant from, we were supposed to be in this area earlier and then hear about the power plant earlier, and then, like, hear about the power plant from here and go over there after that. Also, the fact that the levels are so low over here, from, like, all the trainers, is telling me that, yeah, we should have been here earlier. But I don't know how we were supposed to be here earlier, because I feel like, judging by where we ended up after, we ended up after we rode the SS Aqua to Kanto, I think the progression that I did around this region made sense. So I don't know how they would expect you to do, like, the Pooter City area first, and Pooter City and Mount Moon, like, that stuff first, when it's, like, so far from where you, like, start your adventure through the Kanto region in this game. Because you start in, Vermilion, which is, I think, where Lieutenant Surge is. If it's not, then I'm wrong about where you start, but I know what place it is, I just don't remember the name. Oh, this guy's got... This is level 34. Okay, so that's not terrible. I just don't understand why his first Pokemon was level 12. Thrash? Okay, we're fine. I was worried about a water-type move coming out when I saw he was level 34, because I'm like, we might not kill this thing in one hit, and then it might go for a water-type move, and that might hurt, but never mind, we're fine. Just Thrash. Thrash doesn't hurt. Thrash is fine. I mean, I think Thrash might have hurt if it actually, like, hit, but I don't think it hit. Because I don't think Thrash would have done that little damage. I think it would have done not that much damage, but I don't think it would have done that little. I lost? That's news, too. Yeah, your news is out of date, friend. Check your news source. They might have posted an update saying that I actually dealt with it. I might go to the power plant. Is it near Rock Tunnel? Yes. Yes, it is in Kanto. I think it still is in this game. Okay, what's up here? Nothing. Great. I'm getting very used to, areas, big, wide open spaces with nothing in Kanto. It seems like a very common part of the Kanto geography. Just wide open spaces with nothing except possibly flowers. Literally just wide open grassy areas where they could build something but they didn't. And heck, even where there used to be things, but now there are no things. I think most of the time those things are actually people that just like moved because they have lives, but it makes spaces that had like stuff in them before, and by stuff I mean people and stuff. It makes places that like had stuff and people in them before look really empty in this game comparatively to what it looked like in Kanto. Like before, it made sense why there was like a big old place like surrounded by ledges up to our like left. It's because like that was to cut off the area, to separate the area where the two like karate people who teach you Mega Punch and Mega Kick were. It's to cut off that area where they are from the rest of the route and like draw attention to them. Like this is their part of the route, this is their area of that route. Sort of cut them off with the ledges, make them seem like their own, it's like their own area. But like now that they're gone, it's just a big empty area, and like it doesn't seem like there's any point to all those ledges being there besides to separate emptiness from more emptiness, you know? It just feels so empty, most of it, and I think that they would have added more things if they had like more cartridge space, but there's always like the data limitations with these old handhelds. Like, Game Boy games always have so many, like, data limitations because the cartridge is so small and they didn't know how to fit, so much data onto such a small cartridge back then. Heck, it's not even, like, maybe that they didn't know how, it's just that, like, well, they didn't know how because it wasn't really possible, and I guess they didn't know how to make it possible, so that it is that they didn't know how, in a sense, but, like, they didn't know how to make it possible, so it wasn't possible. It's not like it was possible and they didn't know how. I'll go train more. Okay, you do that, have fun. Can I go around you? No? I cannot. Okay, I cannot access that space full of nothing, which I guess is for the best because it's a space full of nothing, and therefore it would just be wasting my time. Lovely mail! Okay. That's lovely, I guess. It is in the title. Oh, I can access the space full of nothing. Well, I did. There's nothing. Okay, so I got the lovely mail, which I'm being told is lovely by the name. However, I think it is lovely, frankly, by name alone, because I don't really care. And then I'm gonna go this way, and then I think I am in Cerulean again. Yes, I am in Cerulean again, and so I have gone through, like, the entirety of the Mount Moon area that gets you to Cerulean, and so I've explored everything that way of Pooter City. Between Pooter City and Cerulean, I've explored everything, and I've been to Cerulean, and I've been to Pooter, so, like, that entire, path and area has been explored by me at this point. So I'm going to go to Juan, who has Fly. Actually, in this game, it makes sense, the Pokemon that has Fly. I think when I played, like, the Kanto randomizer, the Pokemon Red randomizer, it didn't make much sense who had Fly. I don't remember exactly who had Fly, but was it my Raticate who had Fly? I think it was Raticate. Pooter City, I'm going to go back there, and then now that we've gone to the right of Pooter City and explore what's that way, we're going to go down from Pooter City. Okay. Didn't take very long to explore what's to the right of Pooter City. I was told there was a gift shop for, what is it? For Mount Moon, but I went over there and I didn't see a gift shop. Maybe that was that house that had no one in it that I saw. Maybe that was the gift shop and just no one is running a shift right now, which I guess is fine because, like, what was I gonna buy there? Obviously, in, like, a normal person, if this was, like, a real-life location, I'd buy, like, souvenirs. But, like, what would a trainer in a Pokemon game do with souvenirs? Like, what would be the benefit of getting one of those items, like a Mount Moon snow globe or something? Like, there's no benefit to that, so it makes sense that it'd be closed, because, like, we don't need souvenirs. Those don't need to be items in this game. Those don't really sound like they would be helpful items to a trainer in this game. Fastball. Okay, that's an interesting type of Pokeball that I don't see often. A somewhat different type of Pokeball, some might say. Because that's the description, in case you're unaware of, like, Pokeballs from, like, the Johto region that were introduced in these games. That's the description they have. I don't know if it's in this game, but it's definitely in other games. In Pokemon Sword and Shield, they definitely have that description. It's like a somewhat different type of Pokeball. And you'd think that with so many Pokeballs being somewhat different type of Pokeballs, they wouldn't be considered somewhat different and just be considered Pokeballs. It's like that one quote from Matilda where it's like, is it some modern miracle of calculus that such frequent miracles don't render each one unmiraculous? It's that one from Matilda, where it's like, well, if they're all somewhat different, then I feel like they're just all Pokeballs, you know? They're all somewhat different type of Pokeballs. They're all just Pokeballs then, you know? Like, how many somewhat different type of Pokeballs can you have before it's just considered, before they're just considered Pokeballs and not really different at all? Because if they're all different, then none of them are. If everyone's super, then no one is, you know? If everyone's special, what is the Matilda quote? Such frequent miracles. Yeah, if everyone's a miracle, no one is, you know? If everyone's a miracle, no one is. If everyone's super, no one is. If all the Pokeballs are somewhat different type of Pokeballs, then they're all the same. Are you Alex? I work as Professor Oak's aide. Are you gonna give me Flash? Or do I have to get, like, 100 Pokemon? I had no idea that you were out here. Professor Oak's lab is nearby in Pallet Town. Oh, okay. Cool. But before I get to Pallet Town, I'm gonna have to pass through Viridian first, yeah? So, I mean, I guess it has to be the last gym, so what are they gonna do in Viridian to make it so I can't fight it yet? Like, until I go to Cinnabar and fight Blaine, I guess? Is Blaine a gym leader in this? They said that Cinnabar's gym had been, like, shut down or something, so maybe Blaine isn't a gym leader? Maybe there's a different gym leader that I just don't know about? Sorry about the burp. That's a nugget. Silent burp, but it was a burp, I assure you. I can't give you any nuggets of wisdom, so that'll have to do. Yeah, I've already talked to you. So I explored up here. So I'm going to go back down this way. And continue going down from here. Along this path that is, like, obscured from the rest of the path up from Pallet to... Sorry, up from Viridian to Pooter. I'm going to go past Professor Oak's aide here. Keep going down. I went in here through that tree that I cut down, and now I'm going to go down past the rest of the route. Okay. And I'm going to find a big pearl. That's money. Between the big pearl and nugget, I am carrying a lot of money in my bag right now. This tree can be cut down. Okay, will do. Juan used cut. Juan is just so helpful to us in the overworld, both in battle and in the overworld. Juan is just so helpful to us. My bug Pokemon are tough. Prepare to lose. They got strength. They got strength. They got cut. They got fly. They can cut down trees. They can move boulders. They can fly us to other locations. They are just so helpful to us, both in battle and in the overworld. It's great. That's my starter. Very helpful. Okay. Flamethrower on the Eevee. Gene, I'm gonna need you to, kill a littler, less evolved version of your own species. Sorry, bud. For them, that's just like killing a child, I guess. Shuckle is coming in next. I would be worried about our ability to deal good damage to this thing quickly, if our fire type here did not also have a water type move, along with their stab. So, there you go. Shuckle goes down, not a problem. I mean, I guess Shuckle maybe couldn't have taken the flamethrower anyway, because it's rock bug, so it's resistant to fire because of the rock type, but also weak to fire because of the bug type, so it just cancels out and is neutral. So I probably would have one-shotted it anyway with the flamethrower, but the waterfall's super effective, so might as well. Might as well go for the waterfall. Might as well go for the waterfall instead. I was whipped. Not by me. Don't go around saying that. I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm going to look for stronger bug Pokemon. Okay. How about you up here? Why don't girls like bug Pokemon? I mean, I think that's a stereotype. I think that there are some girls who like bug Pokemon. Certainly not Misty. Unless she's different in the games than she is in the anime, but in the anime, she certainly doesn't like bug Pokemon. Skarmory is coming in. I mean, I guess she's different in the games than she is in the anime in a number of ways, but, like, I don't know if she's different in that way. I think maybe in the game she still hates bug Pokemon. I don't really know. I've never heard anything about her hating bug Pokemon in the game, so maybe that is just an anime thing. Or maybe it's like they haven't said anything against that in the games, so it's just assumed that, like, that is a constant between the games and the anime. Like, the anime introduced that idea, and then the games haven't disproven it, so people just think that, like, the games are the same. It could be that way. Preschooler Joe is defeated. No good! Well, you're no good. I'm great. Bug Pokemon squish like plush toys when you squeeze their bellies. I love how they feel. Okay, that sounds... I mean, I hope you're squishing responsibly, because I wouldn't want you to hurt the darn thing. Okay, I came from up here, right? This is where I was before. I came down this way. Yes, I believe it was. Okay, so we continue down this way then. We went past this train. Well, we fought this trainer, and now we go past them, and now we fought this trainer, and now we go past them, and then that brings us back down to Viridian, right? This is Viridian? Route 2. Viridian City to Puder City. Okay, yeah, here we go. Back down to Viridian. Oh, and here's the old man who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in the Kanto games. Welcome to Viridian City, the gateway to Indigo Plateau. Okay. Hey, kid, I just had a double shot of espresso, and I am wired. I need to talk to someone, so you'll have to do. I might not look like much now, but I was an expert at catching Pokemon. Do you believe me? Yeah, I believe you. Why not? Good, good. Yes, I was something out of the ordinary, let me tell you. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Okay, so apparently that's why he's teaching you how to catch Pokemon in the Kanto games, is because he's very good at it. I don't know just how good. He could have, like, explained in more detail, like, just how good he was at catching Pokemon, what kinds of Pokemon he's caught in the past, what kinds of impressive things he's caught. Who knows, maybe he caught, like, friggin' Zapdos, and it's only out there now because he released it. I don't know. He's like, oh, I caught some great Pokemon. I'm great at catching Pokemon. Then, like, I don't know which Pokemon you caught, so I'm just gonna have to take you at your word. But I'd like some more detail. And, like, I do take you at your word. I believe that you were great at catching Pokemon. But I'd love some more detail so that I know, like, just how great. I heard that there are many items on the ground in Viridian Forest. Oh, did you? Okay. Good to know. Viridian City. The Eternally Green Paradise. Okay. What's up here? Trainer House. The club for top trainer battles. Okay. So I guess we could go in there to get some good XP. Gym's over here. Viridian City Pokemon Gym. Leader? The rest of the text is illegible. Oh. So we don't know who the leader is. I mean, I know who the leader is because I've seen playthroughs of Johto games before, and by that I mean, I think I've seen, like, one person... Well, okay, I haven't really seen playthroughs of the Johto games so much as, like, videos about the Johto games. Like, I've seen playthroughs of the Johto games, but I've never seen... I've hardly ever seen playthroughs of the Johto games that get this far. Like, very few times. I've never... I've only seen, like, a couple times people, like, actually fighting Blue in a playthrough. Because they actually, like, got that far in, like, the Johto games, that they're, like, at the final gym in Kanto. I barely ever see people get that far in the Johto games. So, yeah. I don't remember a lot about, like, this part of the Johto games. Nor do I remember a lot about, honestly, any part of the Kanto in the Johto games. But, like, especially not this part. Especially not, like, how it happens with Blue. And, like, I think that all the people I've watched play this far into the Johto games weren't, like, reading dialogue or anything, so I have no idea, like, what the actual lore is behind, like, Blue being here, and, like, why no one knows that he's here. Like, apparently it's illegible who the gym leader is, so it's, like, not there anymore. Like, do these people not know? Or do I just not, or do they know and they just don't want to tell me? Like, what's going on here? I don't know what's going on here because I'm not familiar with the lore of, like, this part of the game. This gym didn't have a leader until recently. A young man from Pallet became the leader, but he's often away. Oh, okay, so Red is actually away right now. He's at Mount Silver. So I guess he's the gym leader. But Blue is just taking his place for the time being. And Blue is also not here. Okay, so maybe it is Blue. And he's also not here, so I thought he was Red, but Blue is just off doing something right now. Okay. Okay, so it is supposed to be Blue. The gym leader is in fact supposed to be Blue. But Blue, like Red, is missing right now, so I got him confused for Red. Okay, so I guess we're in Viridian City now. We can't really do much here because the gym leader's not here right now. I guess he'll come back once we beat the Cinnabar gym or whatever is the next gym from here, because they said Cinnabar gym is closed. So, maybe it's another gym somewhere else along the way. Maybe there's a gym in Pallet Town. Who knows? But, I certainly don't, because like I said, not really familiar with this part of the game all that much. So, thank you all so much for watching, EV Clan. We'll go see what we have to do next in the next episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Alex Espion, signing off.